Welcome back to Tough Men of Faith.
How you doing, RT?
I'm here, the Nick Robertson.
The Nick Robertson.
It's
funny, man. I always try and make you laugh before we do the intro. And,
yeah.
I just nail it about every time.
It usually works. Yeah.
It's cool.
Usually what you say, I'm glad you say before it starts.
Yeah, that's the reason I do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
I was trying to comment, you got your head shaved, you're looking good today.
Yeah, I got my beard cleaned up. And
do you clean your beard up yourself, or do you have a barber?
I clean it up a little bit, but I have a barber that, he does the bulk of the work about once a month.
Does your barber use a straight razor?
He does not.
I was sitting in the barber chair yesterday. My barber uses a straight razor.
Oh, really?
And I don't know, it's just the oddest thing. He gets on and goes, it's not a haircut until you get the straight razor.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And so he's like, you got to have that to feel like a real haircut.
Yeah.
So,
I started going to a new barber shop way up in Cicero, and man, they do a really good job.
My barber's been cutting hair, I think 60 years.
Really?
He started cutting mine at 5. He still thinks of me as a kid.
Yeah.
So
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So he's been at it.
Yeah, he's been at it for a while.
A long time.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. So whenever
it's kind of one of them things, man. It's like you don't want to go to a guy that's like fresh out of barber school. Like,
you
want to go to some old man that, talks trash and makes you feel this tall and
yeah. He's always talking and real opinionated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been doing it forever.
The best stories come out of the barber shop.
There's always some good stories. Yep.
Yeah.
So what else?
That's about it.
Yeah.
Life's good.
You're looking good. You had a cutoff on a few minutes ago. Did you put a shirt on?
Yeah. Nobody wants to see me in a cutoff. If you're privileged to see me in a cutoff, we're close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that's where you're going with today. So
no, it's not a tough minute thing.
Okay.
We are, but it's not.
You said you've been doing some push-ups today. You're in Fight Club. You're back in that, right?
Yeah. I remember Ross McKee.
Yep.
I let him sign me up for another round of that. That's a lot.
And that's like different challenges, right? Some spiritual ones.
It's like spiritual, mental, emotional, relational,
physical.
Yeah, it's really good, but it's a lot too.
It's like every week you meet a group of guys.
Yeah, it's like a big small group once a week for a couple hours, and you work out, and you're in the Word.
Do you work out at that group?
Yep, you do.
Okay,
you work out, which is good because if they told me I had to do a certain amount of something every day, it's gonna be tough for me to make myself do that on my own. But you get a couple guys yelling, hey, sissy, get down and do it. Do
they yell at you like that?
Yeah, they're all about it. So
I need to come some night.
You should. It'd be fun.
Just to yell at people.
Right? Yeah.
I don't care to do anything there.
Yeah, our squad leader, so we had to commit to a certain number of push-ups per day for a week. Our squad leader committed to 400 a day.
You guys are all doing 400 a day?
No, he committed himself to 400.
Okay.
I committed myself to 105.
Okay.
And everybody else is, in between that 100 to 400 range.
Okay. Where are you at today?
I've done 20 today, so I got a ways to go.
Well, you still have some time.
Yeah. I still got a few hours.
Yeah.
So one guy committed to 1,000 a day, for 7 days.
Okay.
And he's the guy that's gonna do it.
Yeah.
He looks like he was made to do push-ups.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's some people.
Yeah. It's not me.
Push all day.
Yep. So it makes you really understand how much weight you carry in the midsection
when you're doing a push-up.
When you're doing push-ups.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Anyway, I got some work to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to stop and do some right now?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, did you
point that camera down?
Like those are girl push-ups?
Yeah. Get your butt down.
Yeah. Get your butt down. Get your hands are too far apart.
Yep.
Yeah. So no, I don't need your help. But thank you.
Well, just let me know.
Yeah.
So today we're continuing in this series that we've been doing.
This series has been really cool. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from this.
Yeah. Just looking at from drift to discipline, right?
Yep.
So we said 8 weeks. We're in week 8.
Yeah. Here we go.
So I think we'll cover the last session today, and then next week we're going to do like a recap of all 8 weeks.
Okay, cool.
Because we know how guys think; they kind of forget some things.
Oh yeah.
Briefly run through them all.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I like it.
Yeah. Last week was. Remember what last week was?
Yeah, it was guard your integrity.
Guard your integrity. Yeah. So this week we're shifting to living for a legacy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Which I think it's something like a lot of times we don't think about as guys.
Yeah.
But we really should be.
Right.
And especially, we always think when we get older we'll think about that. But then all of a sudden we turn around. We're old guys.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Yeah, you catch yourself like mentoring and like leading the youth, and it's like I didn't even mean to do that nor want to.
Yeah.
And you find yourself in that position. And I got a guy called me the other day, and he's like, he wanted to learn about podcasts. I was like, oh yeah, man, if you want to make $1 million, that's the best thing to do is start a podcast. And but he's asking me all these questions and all these things, and he's I think he's Nigerian.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he was a prince and he was going to ask me for money soon, but he never did that in the first meeting, which is nice. And but we went through a whole bunch of stuff, and it's like then I find myself, I'm like, quoting scripture to him as we're
Yeah.
talking. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just funny. Like all of a sudden you almost fall into this position
Mhm.
and didn't necessarily even mean to. So
Yeah, this happens quick where you
yeah,
find yourself as, like, you should be mentoring others,
right.
concerned about
What is it?
legacy.
Is it Proverbs 27 something? Iron sharpens iron,
Yeah,
27:7? Is that what it is?
I think
I
so.
think so. Anyway, and I just like started, ripping it off. And he's like, well, maybe I need to come out and talk to you. I was like, no, something just happened that doesn't normally happen. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, it was good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if your life was to end today,
Yeah.
what would people say about you?
Oh man, he's incredibly funny, great,
Yeah.
handsome, he's just killer looks, and
Okay.
he's a very mediocre leader. That's what they'd
Okay.
probably
Is
say.
that it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. There's probably many other things, but those are the clean ones that we can say on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there something else you'd want them to say?
Yeah, there's probably a lot of things I would want them to
Mhm.
say. And maybe, honestly, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of things.
Yeah, I think the thing with legacy is we think about, like, old people leave it,
Yeah.
but it's not that all of a sudden you get old, you all of a sudden leave your legacy. It's
Right.
built over the course of your life,
Exactly.
right? So what are you doing in your 20s, 30s, 40s,
Yeah.
50s on that
Yeah.
kinda
Hopefully,
kinda
hopefully the
sets that
20s,
legacy.
they're not looking at my legacy for, but
Yeah, right? Like, there's probably some decisions you don't wanna be remembered for
yeah,
then.
yeah, exactly.
Hopefully there's less of those
Yeah.
decisions the older you get, right?
That's
But
funny, man. Rachel kind of challenged me earlier today. She's like, what would be 3 or 4 words that would describe you that you would say or you would want people to think about? And it's kind of the
mhm.
same thing that you're saying now. Is I rattled off a few things, and she's like, "Oh, that's funny. You didn't mention Christian. You didn't mention husband. You didn't mention this and that." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh wow!" It's like I didn't even think about those things. Like it's
Mhm.
just I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So
I had someone early on ask me, like, I was trying to decide on this decision. It's like, "Well, what would your 80-year-old self tell you?" Right?
yeah,
So I've tried to think of that a lot. Like,
yeah,
"Hey, when RT's 80, what would I tell myself at this age now?"
yeah.
Right? It helps me think like
Well, even, like,
legacy.
look at it now, like, we're in our 40s.
Mhm.
Like, what's something that we go back and tell our 20s or our 30s or
Yeah.
even tell ourselves for last year or 2 years ago? Like,
Yeah.
I just
Don't start the podcast.
No, I think that's a good thing that we started doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't pay the bills, and it's not supposed to. It's
Yeah.
supposed to reach men, and we do that well.
Yeah. Do you have, like, an example of someone, like, in your life, like, "That person finished well. I'd really like to finish like them."
Yeah, man, my grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he finished well. He was, I don't know. I don't know if they were like, I don't know if they attended a church and a body, and we
Yeah.
often preach about that. You just get so much more value from that. But
Yeah.
for a man to hold close to the faith, and
Mhm.
he was the guy that prayed at every family function, and
Yeah.
he prayed before everything. I mean, he prayed
Mhm.
before he drove, he prayed before he walked out of the house, before he ate, and it's just like if I'm thinking of like somebody that's close to me in life, like
Yeah.
that's a good role model to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Um,
You probably have a few, huh?
yeah, there's been a few,
Yeah.
like, I've always admired this because 'cause I'm a pastor, right? So I hang out with
Yeah.
a lot of pastors, like, the pastors who stay faithful,
Yeah.
um,
Even
for
through the hard times,
decades.
man.
Yeah, 'cause there's hard times,
Yeah.
and not like your celebrity pastors, but those guys who are out there and they pastor a church of 40 people for 50 years,
Right.
and they just stay at it,
Yep.
right? Some discouraging times.
Yeah.
There's no moral failure, like, no big moral failure.
Yeah.
There's no they don't quit. They just keep going after it.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
seasons where the church is like a dozen people, and then the church may have, like, a growth spike, and it's 100 people, but they just, "Man, God's called me here. I'm just gonna keep serving here
Yeah.
till he moves me." So I think guys like that, I think they just leave a legacy that a lot of times the world doesn't see.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm studying out Matthew, so Matthew 6, the Lord's Prayer there, Matthew 6.
Yeah. I just read through that last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's just fascinating because there in that passage, it talks about, the Lord's Prayer is there, but before the Lord's Prayer, it also mentions, hey, when you give, right? So
Yep.
not to give like others would, like don't let your left hand know what your right hand does.
Right.
And then when you pray, right? So you don't want everyone to hear you say these big words. And
Yeah.
then it says when you fast, also like don't fast where everyone knows. And really, it's just like all that's connected. And I kind of seen that for the first time. Like that entire passage is like, hey, not everyone needs to see what you're doing,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Well, you don't need to. You don't necessarily need to get recognition for everything you're
Right.
doing. It can be between you and God.
And you're still leaving a legacy,
Right.
right? So when you're praying for someone and not telling anyone else you're praying for them, you're leaving a legacy. When you're giving and you're not tooting your own horn is
Yeah.
what scripture
Yeah,
says
yeah.
there,
Yeah,
right?
look
That
what I did.
but you're giving to someone
Right.
or to a cause, you're
Yep.
leaving a legacy, even if no one knows you're doing it.
Right.
And then when you're fasting, even if no one knows you're fasting, like, hey, that's making a difference in your life and
Yeah.
others' life because you're becoming a better father, husband, just godly man by
Yeah.
doing that. So just kind of putting those three together and saying, like, man, that's what God has called us to is like this legacy. And so when I think of like when you ask like certain men, like there's men I know, like even guys that we would both know that's come to Christ and they're not making a big impact on social media,
Yeah.
but they're serving in like some type of inner city ministry, doing some things.
Yep.
They're financially giving to some things, and no one really knows, but they're leaving a huge legacy,
Right.
right? So I just think the world's made up of guys like that, but a lot of times we only hear about the famous ones,
Yeah, yeah.
right? The ones that
Yeah.
have a big
Well,
following.
yeah, but they're almost the same guys that are almost being boastful about it too.
Yeah,
So I don't know, just
yeah.
about, we're just I don't know. Okay.
So I think that's what we're called to,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's like that. So I think the text that we're going to look at today, do you have pulled up the 2 Timothy
I do.
4:7?
Yep. Where is it?
Well, it's in chapter 4. So you go to the New Testament.
Get out of here.
Okay.
I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race, and I have kept the faith.
Yeah, so pretty short.
Yeah, yeah.
But Paul talking there, like at the end of his life, saying, "Hey, I've fought the good fight."
Yep.
And so to me, like when I think about legacy, I think we've got to realize that life is like a spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
It's not going to always be fun.
Right.
We're going to find ourselves like it's like a soldier, right? You want to finish well. You don't
Yeah.
want to get kicked out of the military. You're going to go to the fight. You want to fight well.
Yep.
You want to come home and retire.
Yeah.
And have a legacy. So that's like
Like the guy doing push-ups last night.
yeah. So
He's not happy about it, nor proud about it,
But
and
he's
not
doing 'em.
boasting. But you know what? He knocked it out
Yep.
with his friends, and
yeah.
and
But in our Christian life, right, there's no
now
retirement.
we have to do it when no one's looking,
Yeah.
and not lie about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Christian life, there's no retirement.
Right.
Like we never see that in scripture
Yeah.
where we get to just find like take it easy.
Right.
So really it's like you fight a good fight and then you die.
Yeah.
Right. So you fight up until the day you die.
Yep.
And your fight's going to look different. Like in your 20s and 30s, you may be fighting against some different stuff that you may get victory over.
Right.
Your 50s and 60s, you may be fighting something else. Your 80s and 90s, you may be fighting something else. Like
Yeah.
I've hung out with a lot of 90-year-olds.
You may be fighting for the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds.
You may be.
Yeah.
And a lot of those guys, what I've seen them struggle with is, why am I still here?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
once you get in your mid-90s,
Oh,
we've
yeah.
had a couple at our church, like, I'm ready to go to heaven.
I
My
recently
wife's
heard
dead.
a guy say that.
My friends are all
Why
dead.
am I still here?
Yeah.
And,
And so they're just looking to do that. And yet it's like, no, God has a purpose for you. I don't know what it is, but
Right.
you need to
there's
sit in
still a
that
reason
nursing
that you're
home.
here.
Yeah.
So, get after it.
Yeah. So I think that we need to see that like we have a meaningful battles to fight if we're going to leave a legacy.
Yeah.
So yeah. So with that fight, right? So legacy, if you're married, right? You're fighting for your marriage.
Yep.
If you have children, you're fighting for your children.
Right.
You're fighting for your brothers in Christ.
Yep.
Right. I think that's part of the legacy that,
You
we have to.
just quoted half of Nehemiah 4:14.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But legacy would be built around fighting the right battles.
Right.
Right. So there's a lot of battles we could pick or try to fight. But what are the battles God is calling you to fight?
Yeah.
I guess would be our legacy.
Right.
Which is going to be different, right?
It's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's different for everybody in every season that they're in.
Yeah.
Your battle could look quite a bit different than mine.
Mm-hmm.
And, even producer Blake, he
Yeah.
has no battles, but, if he did have one, it could look different than ours.
He has battles. He's trying to keep you on task here with podcasts.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. He tries hard.
So Paul says, I've fought the fight, right? So
Yep.
it shows us like from the beginning, like, hey, your life is going to be a fight at times. And then he says, I've finished a race.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating there. It's not like, hey, I ran for a while.
Yeah.
And then I kind of took it easy.
Yeah.
Right. His like, no, I actually like, I
the
finished
race.
this.
And
Yeah.
and now he's ready.
Yeah. And if you're going to finish, right, it's going to require endurance.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So I did a run this year and I do it. Every once in a while I do them. I hate them.
Do you?
But I'll do like, like a 5K, 10K mini or something.
Ooh.
And
that's a lot of run. Dude, I ran a mile the other day.
Yeah.
Ugh, not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you need to finish it, right? If you
I think
start it.
Rachel almost caught me walking.
I thought you're doing a bicycle now.
Well, I had to record a minute mile.
Okay.
So I wanted to see where I was at. It's not good, but
Well, at least you
did
did
it.
it,
Yeah.
right? So that's what we're talking about.
yeah.
You've got to keep running it.
You got to keep running a race.
So even like
Keep
if
the
you're a man
endurance.
now and you're in a very hard season of life,
Right.
and you're tired and discouraged, right? You don't quit, you keep moving forward,
Yeah.
even though you may not be moving as fast as you want to.
Yep, just a little bit of
You're
progress
still
forward each day.
running.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how you run now will determine your legacy,
Yeah.
right? So if you give up and quit, if you give in to this sin, if you stop serving in this area, your legacy is not about having like some missteps along the way, but
Right.
did you keep moving
Yeah,
forward?
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that's part of your story and part of your legacy. Yeah, I really screwed up here.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that in my life, but this is how God redeemed that and used me.
Yep.
Right. And that's part of your
Yep.
legacy.
I didn't stay in this sin. I moved.
Yeah.
I went through it, but I've moved through it and past it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which kind of leads to Paul's next in that verse there. He says,
Yep.
I've kept the faith.
Right.
Right. I didn't abandon the faith. I didn't go a different direction. Right.
Right.
I kept the
Yeah,
faith.
I kept the faith and I kept moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over a lifetime, which is tough. Right. So it's like, I continue to do this for decades.
Tough and to be in prison for so long.
Yeah.
And to, just so many things, but just to feel like I'm in prison, I've been abandoned.
Yeah.
And now I've finished the race. I've kept the faith. I fought the good fight. It's like, it just says a lot for a guy that's been in prison.
Mhm. Been a lot of times he could have quit.
A guy that's been in prison for keeping the faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then legacy, right? So legacy would be about your faithfulness to the end.
Right.
Right. So yeah, at the end when I'm in prison, I'm an old man.
Yeah.
I still want my books.
Right.
I still want to write letters to the church.
Yep.
I still have a purpose for being here rather than just take me out.
Yeah.
Even though he would say things like, right, to
Yeah.
die is gain.
Yeah.
But yeah, he still had purpose here on earth.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah. I think legacy is one of those things we should think about early on because
Yeah.
I think it helps us when we look at like this verse to, hey, we need to keep the faith. We need to stay after it. As men, like it helps us maybe not even make some of those choices where the compromise is there, right? To continue making the right choices.
Yep.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Man, I really like what we've done here with this 8-week reset. It's been good for me.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. Hopefully it's been good for other people too. Yeah, you wrote a call to action there.
I did.
And I really like it because I've done this multiple times and this is always a good thing for me and my spouse. Anyway, writing a letter to your kids, your spouse, or your future self, start shaping your legacy. But
yeah,
when you put some pen to paper and you put some words down and you share some deep seated some emotions and some things that you got going on in your life, and when you share that with your spouse or with your family, it opens up some doors.
Yeah,
in a really positive way. It really lets your spouse or your wife see how you're seeing things and things you're going through in life and then how you want to be and who you want to be. And it's just it's a game changer for the marriage.
Yeah, I think so that practical step would be like one of, hey, actually write it out.
Right.
And if you have kids, like maybe even to your kids, like, hey, this is, my kids are older now, right? So they're adults, but like write down like, hey, this is why I raised.
Laugh at you now.
They may. They'd probably cry. But hey, here's the vision I've had for your life. Now, again, that has to be theirs, right? But this is why I've raised you this way in the faith.
Yeah.
This is what's important to me.
Yep.
This is how God's like spared me and how I've seen him move.
Yeah, this is the legacy for your life that I've tried to create for you. Now it's your job to either carry that on if it works for you or to start shaping your own legacy.
Yeah. And then same thing, if you're married, like maybe write a letter to your spouse of like, hey, here's like my goal for our future. Knowing things can happen and change. But Karen and I always joke, 'cause we got married very young. So we can make it to like 75 years of marriage, right? Which is it's pretty uncommon now to make it to 25.
Yeah, right.
It's like, what would that look like for married 75 years? And so we've kind of joked about that.
Gonna look scary. I see how you look at 40.
It's
You at 90. Well, you know what? I think I've seen you at 94-ish.
Yeah, if you see my grandpa, you probably about know.
Yeah.
The other part, I think, even like writing, maybe putting on paper like what you want your life to look like.
Yeah.
Like what do you want to be known for?
Yeah.
What's your vision for your future self? So we've talked about mission statement, but here like really like your legacy. So I asked you at the very beginning, it's like, hey, what would you want to be known for?
Right.
And of course, I just put you on the spot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But if you spent, an afternoon or some time alone praying about it and asking, and then that's going to help guide your decisions now.
Yep.
Hey, I want to be known for being faithful to my wife.
Yeah.
I want to be known for building up other men. So then if that's what you want as your legacy,
Yep.
how does that impact how you do a
Yeah.
podcast
Yeah,
or your
that way
marriage?
100 years from now, people look back and are like, "Oh, I do remember Nick, and he did this, and it
Yeah.
was a positive experience in,
Yeah.
someone's life," and it just yeah,
Yeah, and it helps for all areas, right? So pretty
for
well
sure.
spiritual here, but even
Yeah.
like it's like one of my goals that I always have is like I want to be physically active with my grandkids.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons I'm motivated to stay like working out and doing some things now is like it may sound dumb, but if I do have grandsons, 'cause I have all daughters,
Yeah, yeah,
I wanna make sure that I can whip them when they're about 18.
yeah,
Like, that's my goal.
yeah,
Like, my 18-year-old grandson, I wanna, like, be in a wrestling match,
yeah.
and I wanna pin him. So, I know I'm, like, pretty old. I know it may sound stupid. I gotta keep training for that
Yeah,
now.
right. No, I like
But
it.
also along that 18 years, I wanna throw a baseball with him when he's 12
Yeah.
and all those other things. But so I figured if I can just beat him up when he's 18,
Right.
right? It's
Yeah.
like so but that legacy is, like, important to me. Like,
Yeah.
I wanna be active with him or take him hunting and some things. So
Yeah.
it's yeah.
That's
Did you
great.
know that?
I didn't,
Yeah,
now I know.
yeah, I spent
Yeah.
that's when I got alone and prayed about it, that's what I came up with,
Okay.
so
I like it. I wanna beat up my grandsons.
yeah,
Nice.
um,
So
yeah, so I think the big takeaway today would be like, "Hey, live with the end in mind."
right.
Life is short,
Yep.
you're gonna die, but
Yeah.
then how
Yeah, we can't
Paul
get
said
away
it,
from that part.
you can't get away from it.
Yep.
Can you say, "I fought a good fight, I finished a race,"
Yep.
and leave behind just a legacy for your family, your community, your church around you,
Yep.
so yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, this has been a good series,
It's
which we'll
been
wrap
a
it up
really good
next
series.
week, so
Okay.
really just like that focus on legacy today, but yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Anything else you did?
I don't think so. Check us out on, Instagram
Yeah,
and Facebook and YouTube.
yeah,
And then, also big thanks to Increase Jesus. Check them
yeah.
out, increasejesus.com.
They threw out some new designs, look nice.
Yeah, I saw that
Did
the
you
other
see
day.
that?
That looks really
Really
good.
nice.
Yep. So, yeah,
Um,
check them out. I think you can use the code TOUGH-10 for
yep.
10% off.
Yeah, and he's still doing, like he's doing some work for me, just the church and some other stuff, some
Cool.
T-shirts for different ministries,
Yeah,
and
he's
it's
knocking some
incredible.
stuff out.
He's incredible, yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, thanks for
Awesome.
joining us today.
Yep.
See you
Thanks,
next
man.
week.
We'll see you next week.